Hello everyone, I'm Rachel and you're listening to Let's Talk Avatar. This is a watch through of The Legend of Korra. Isaac and I will be discussing each episode and giving our opinions on it. Just as a reminder, this podcast does contain spoilers for The Legend of Korra. This is a teen-rated podcast, so listener discretion is advised. Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Talk Avatar. My name is Rachel.
And my name is Isaac.
And today we're going to be doing a very special episode. Instead of sticking to our Legend of Korra episodes like we should be, we're going to be talking about unpopular opinions in the Avatar universe.
Yeah, and I feel like it's a nice break from our regular routine. I feel like more people want to hear about, other people's opinions on things, not just the actual show, linear episodes, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. That's how I feel, at least when I listen to other people. So we're just going to hop right in and let's talk Avatar. Ooh. Part of these are coming from Instagram because I put a little question box on our story. A lot of them are from our friend Jackie, and then we have some other people's. And then I'm going to pull some up from the internet. So yeah, let's get started. Katara and Aang don't make a believable couple. How do you feel about that? What's your opinion?
I kind of get where she's coming from, because even in Korra, when you see them in flashbacks or even pictures, to me they just feel like friends, kind of.
Yeah, I feel like it was,
But then you see Kaya and it's like, okay, and then you see all of them.
I don't know. I like Katara and Aang together, of course, but I mean, that's what they want you to feel in the show. So you're rooting for them, but I get the unbelievable part of it, or they don't really make a believable couple because it's kind of they're more like friends, and it's of course Aang has feelings for her and has this childhood crush, but I feel like Katara doesn't reciprocate the same feelings, at least as strong as he does, at least where we leave off in the Avatar universe, The next one, the story for I always want to say The Legend of Korra. The story for The Last Airbender isn't actually unique or original.
I mean, yeah, but you could argue nothing is original as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's not too original. I mean, I think
it's very unique, though.
I think it is unique. But I feel like a lot of people have based a lot of things off of Avatar.
Yeah,
and so it kind of takes away from the uniqueness.
I feel like you can tell when something is super original and unique when you start to see other media after that copying it.
Elemental.
Okay, not Rachel calling me out right now.
Yeah, but it's not too original with the theme. I mean, you have your bad guy, your good guys, that kind of thing is not original, but it works.
In terms of a kid's show,
mm-hmm.
and what they were able to tackle, what kind of themes, I feel like it's very original. Especially during that time of cartoons when it came out.
Mm-hmm. Next one. Katara is a bitch. 100% agree with this. Katara is one of my absolute favorite characters. Love her to death. Identify with her. But yes, she is 100% a bitch.
That's a little harsh.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is at all. Because to me, she is, but she's also, sweet and motherly in the way that she is. But she can also be, a control freak.
She is because she has to be.
I feel like she doesn't have to be. It's just her nature. So she has to be because it's her nature, but it's not I have to be this way because if I don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? The next one, the Great Divide isn't as bad as everyone makes it out to be.
Here's the thing about that episode, in my opinion. The themes of it are classic. We always need to hear those kind of stories where it's uniting, especially in nowadays, the current problems, but I feel like it just kind of fell short, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. It's just a filler episode that you're just okay. That's how I felt about it. Was
Don't get me wrong, I was super intrigued, but yeah, the Great Divide, the rewatchability of it isn't, I feel like it's not there. I knew what they were going for, but it just kind of falls flat after you watch it a few times. Whereas the other episodes, it's like, this is so cool. You know,
yeah, like Boiling Boiling Rock Part 1 and 2 are those episodes. It's like, man, I could watch these over and over and over again. The Great Divide doesn't hit that way for me.
Yeah, I don't know what this like love for the Great Divide is. I'm sorry for all the Great Divide stands out there.
Yeah, like if you love it, that's to each their own, and I am in full support of you loving it. But for me personally, not a fan.
Same.
Next one, Momo is stupid and unnecessary.
100% agree.
I think Momo is cute. I liked Momo, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't like Appa more.
Well, and it's like, what does Momo really have to offer?
Besides, like, Sokka in a way of, like, comedic relief every so often. You know, or, like, that little, like, oh, here's a funny thing with Momo, I guess. You know, like,
I appreciate that he's there and a part of the team, but the story, it's not like the story would fall apart if he wasn't in it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't mind Momo, but I'm not also over here like, oh my gosh, I can't imagine my life without Momo.
Same.
Book 3 of The Last Airbender was a mess. 100% agree with this. I think the episodes are amazing. I love the episodes. There's some really great ones, but the plot line of season 3 is a mess because it's kind of all over the place. You know, there's not like one set thing. You're just kind of like, oh, we're over here and now we're over here and then we're doing this.
I love that about book 3. I love how it starts out. Everyone, like, you just get the worst depressive feeling, and then from that they gradually get to, I feel like book 3 is where they learn the most.
Well, I'm not saying they don't. I think that there's a lot of good...
But I think based on what happened in book 2, the end of it, and all of what they've been through in book 1 even, I feel like it had to be chaotic and displaced a little bit.
I don't agree. But, I mean, I like season 3. I love the episodes, but it is, like, too much.
I don't really see where it was, like...
It was just kind of all over the place to me. Like, Aang's going to they're going to Fire Nation school, then they go watch the Ember Island Players, then they are like Boiling Rock Part 1, then Korra, Part 1 and 2, then you have Korra fighting the guy that...
Okay, the Ember Island Players, pretty much every show has an episode like that. Even Game of Thrones has an episode like that.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it's kind of like random. Like, they're great episodes, don't get me wrong, but it's just kind of random. Sporadic, I guess you could say. There was really no, like, we knew what the ending was going to be. We're like, okay, he needs to fight Ozai. We know that. But, like, getting there was a little crazy for season 3.
I don't agree with it.
Okay. Well, that's why these are unpopular opinions. We share our opinion on it. Next one. Iroh committed war crimes at Ba Sing Se needs to be put on trial as a member of the Fire Nation nobility.
Yes.
100% agree. Here's the thing. I love Iroh. I'm an Iroh stan. I love his wisdom.
Bad to happen to him.
Exactly. But I think he is kind of looked at as like he's done no wrong. When you look into his past, though, he's literally killed people, committed countless war crimes. Like, I mean, think about it.
Pretty much almost captured Ba Sing Se.
Yeah, he did.
But also, he did help liberate them.
He did. But I'm just saying, like, I think we only focus on, like, the good that Iroh's done because it's easy, which it is so easy, and I love his character, one of my absolute favorite characters, but I think it is something that is not talked about in the fandom enough, you know? Like, we just kind of, it's like the elephant in the room, we kind of, like, walk around it.
Exactly, because I'm constantly thinking, like, Iroh's done some things.
Yeah.
But then you watch him in, like, book 1 and 2, and you're like, he's just a good uncle, you know?
Mm-hmm. Korra was a better avatar than Aang. I want to speak on this because I had to think about this for a little bit. I like Aang better than Korra. In my opinion, I love Aang's character better than Korra, but I do agree that Korra is the better avatar. She's a lot stronger. She's more
fit for the job, I feel like.
She's more precise with her fighting, with her thinking. Like, when it comes down to doing what the avatar needs to do, she'll do it. Where Aang was more, of course he's an airbender, you know, he's more spiritual in it. And I felt like if it were really up to him, he doesn't want to be the avatar. He's only doing it because it's his destiny.
Yeah, now that I think about it.
Whereas Korra, even if she wasn't the avatar, I feel like she'd want to fight to be the avatar.
Whenever Korra is faced with a avatar duty, there might be some kickback to it, but her brain and like everything about her is 100% in it.
Mm-hmm.
The questioning part is just her thinking like, oh, I know I have to do this. That's the only thing that she deals with. Aang was like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, like he fought himself multiple times saying he doesn't want to do it. The next one is a very popular one, a very popular, unpopular opinion, I guess you could say, which is Zutara is a bad ship. Now, this is the one unpopular opinion that I 1,000% agree with. I don't understand. I mean, I understand why people ship them, but here's the thing, you guys. A female and a male can have a relationship that is not romantic. Zuko and Katara can have a friendship that does not lead to anything romantic or sexual like everyone wants to make it out to be, because let's be honest, Aang is who she's supposed to be with. So that's how I feel about it. If you are a Zutara shipper, I don't understand you, but I mean, like I said, to each their own. I'm not gonna sit here and judge. I'm just saying I don't get it.
See, I used to be on board with your reasoning for it, but now that I've watched like multiple reactions of people like rewatching book 3 and all that and seeing how they interact and what their relationship is on the show, I don't know. I feel like Aang is just as fit to be with her as he is with as Zuko would be with her, if that makes sense.
I don't agree. But here's my thing.
They might be toxic, but
who cares? That's a toxic relationship. We love toxic relationships.
But Zuko's not toxic in a way that he will he's bringing everything down with him. He's gonna burn his bridge. You know, he's like he'll learn from it.
Yeah.
In Katara, he needs that. He would need that, right?
Here's the thing.
Out of all people in that show,
I'm gonna connect. I have another unpopular opinion I'm gonna mention, but I'm gonna connect it back to this last one. Another one is Katara is actually an incredibly selfish human being. And this person's saying that she was the worst character in the whole series. I am a Katara stan. I identify with her. I love her. So I don't see that. I think if anything, she is very selfless for her age. Can we like just reiterate the fact that she's a teenager and she's lost her mom and that was really traumatic for her? And yeah, it gets annoying and repetitive with how much she mentions it. Like, I get it. But it's also like, if you were in her spot, put yourself in her shoes, how would you respond? Like, wouldn't you feel hurt from that? Wouldn't that be kind of like a driving force for you to like press on and figure out who you are? I mean, like, your mom's gone. Your dad's gone. You know, like, I mean, he's not dead, but he's trying to fight a war while you're a teenager trying to figure out who you are. And I think that's the thing with Katara and Zuko is it's her nature to be a mother. It's her nature to take care of people and want to help them. Zuko does. I think he craves that kind of feeling because he's lacked it. And Katara brings that to him, but I also think that that's not her like coming on to him or being attracted to him. I think it's just her nature.
But also, if you look back through all of the episodes where they're ever in danger, life or death situation, like, pay attention and really analyze Katara's reasoning for things and the fact that she is usually she comes up with plans most of the time before anyone else, or like even in the desert she was like literally the one to get them out of it. You could see her in the front of the line. She's like trudging along, literally pulling them in a line.
Yeah, Katara's very strong. I don't think she's selfish. I think everyone's selfish, and I think that's just part of her age, you know. But I don't look at her and think like, wow, she's such a bad character.
Yeah, I think
I think a lot of it is I know I identify with her, so I feel like I can understand why she does the things she does or why her character is that way. And I think a lot of people that are bothered by her are bothered by people that are like her in real life. So you probably wouldn't like me too much.
Is this ignorant to say it's because people probably think she's selfish because she has the right ideas, and because it seems selfish to them, they don't necessarily think it's the right idea?
I think that that's true with a lot of stuff. Like if something goes against someone's opinion or belief, it's like automatically they discount that person because they're like, well, no, they're wrong. When in reality, it's just like today's episode. Like it's just our opinions. If you have a different opinion, it doesn't mean that we're right and you're wrong or vice versa. It's just our opinions and views on it. That kind of thing, you know? All right, next one. Aang taking away Ozai's bending is beyond stupid. Stupid. Blackpink reference, anyone?
Love to hate me, Blackpink.
So here's the thing. I've had mixed feelings about this because I understand why Aang did not kill Ozai. I wanted him to kill him so bad. Trust me, I was on Kyoshi's side. I'm like, yeah, murder that hoe. Like, we want him gone. But it is not Aang's nature to do that. And because it's not, and he stayed true to who he was able to spirit bend him, you know? So it is stupid, kind of. You know, it is kind of like, really? Like, I wanted him to die. I wanted him to burn in his own fire-bending forest.
What is it with animation and just fight scenes in general where people think if the outcome isn't good enough for them, it discredits the entire fight.
Mm-hmm.
So the entire fight could be phenomenal, the best, top tier ever, but if the conclusion isn't what they wanted or expected, it's just that's it for them. They don't like it at all. But I'm not necessarily a fan of Aang taking his bending away, but I thought that the fight was amazing and phenomenal.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good animated, exciting moment for us to watch.
Unpopular opinion, probably not though. Azula and Zuko's fight was way better than Aang and Ozai's.
It's because you've been waiting the entire series for it. I mean, you have for Aang and Ozai, but like
in the music they put on top.
Yeah, you see more of Zuko and Azula's personality, so you're like, yeah.
And you literally see the clash of flames. Like.
Next one we're going to talk about is Aang choosing Katara over the Avatar state is a mistake. I mentioned this to Isaac and I said I don't believe that's true because he would not be where he's at if he didn't do it in that moment. But I mean, here's the thing. When I watch that, it is bothersome in the moment where you're like, come on, you can unlock all your chakras and move on to where you need to be to truly be at the Avatar, in the Avatar state. Control it.
I've never been in love, but I'm assuming when you love someone, you're willing to do anything for them, even if it means to cut that part out of your Avatar existence.
Yeah. Yeah, you're willing to go to the ends of the earth, and letting go of something like that is not even like a question in your mind. You're like, okay, no, I can't let this person go. And I mean, eventually he does. You know, eventually he did that moment where he's like, when he dies, he's like, goodbye, Katara. And then he dies, so it was like for no reason. But yeah, I don't agree with that one. Let's see. The next one, Azula deserves some redemption too. Now, here's the thing.
I used to be a huge fan of redemption arcs. Like, I thought you could redeem every single villain, and yeah, there is a way around it. But not every villain needs redeemed.
Azula, in my opinion, is not a character to be redeemed. That is not her nature, and if they were to redeem her in some sort of way, I would not feel right about it. I do not believe that she's a villain to be redeemed. It doesn't stay true to who she is. That we see, like, who we see throughout the entire series. If she all of a sudden was to be like it would be like Kuvira, like the same situation with her, where you're like, really, you're letting go that easy.
See, I think Kuvira could be redeemed. The only reason I don't think Azula could be redeemed is because she has no traits or qualities that are human.
Yeah, she's literally a psychopath.
Yeah, like she doesn't have any redeeming qualities, I guess I should say.
All the feelings you see from her in the show are fake. It is manipulation and a mask that she puts on to get people to do what she wants. It's not real.
Emotion she feels is like anger and like satisfaction, but that satisfaction comes from like evil things.
Yeah.
That's not redeemable to me.
Yeah, she's not a redeemable character, and I don't want her to be. I love her as a villain. I think she's one of the greatest villains, and I don't want her to be redeemed.
Yeah, I think it's like it should be a testament for villain characters if she wasn't redeemed.
Next one. Sokka is the glue of the squad, but no one gives him any credit. I'll let you take this one.
I don't really know how I feel about this one. I would say him and Katara are the glue of the squad. I think there is times where it might feel like he's not getting credit solely because he's not a bender.
Mm-hmm.
But I do feel like he gets the credit that he needs.
Sokka's just such a great character. I love Sokka. I feel like a lot of people love Sokka, so I don't really see where he's not getting credit. Besides, like you said, he's not a bender, but even Sokka, he might mention it a few times in the show, but he doesn't seem to be bothered by it because he's an inventor. He's extremely smart. Like, he helps the group in so many other ways. But I'm not going to go as far to say that he's the glue of the group.
I feel like I identify with Sokka a little bit in the sense that it's like, people may think that you're just the dumbest person, but you have some qualities where it's like, I actually kind of know what I'm talking about, guys. Like, please listen to me. So I feel like it might be looked at as if he's not getting credit because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really understand why, because he makes those jokes, it makes him kind of seem dumb, at least in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It for me, it makes when he like invents things or solves a problem even more greater than another character.
Hello, there's like multiple episodes where he's definitely getting credit for the inventions he's making. Even Aang is like, wow, what would we do without you? You know, like, he gets credit. So I don't really understand that one. I mean, I think Sokka is a great character. I wouldn't be upset if they gave him more credit, but I don't think that he didn't get any, or enough.
Even though he's not a bender, he has literally proven that he's just as strong as them.
Yeah.
Or smart.
Exactly. Next one. This is a weird one. I hadn't seen this one until I looked this up. Zuko should not go through his whole emotional evolution just to end up with Mai. I am a huge Zuko and Mai shipper, will forever be. I think Mai is a great character. I feel like she is just as emotional as Zuko is. She just masks it more. Like, here's the thing is, Zuko had to go through that emotional evolution because look at his past, look at his life. He had to go through that to get to where he is. Mai, on the other hand, did not have the life. Her parents are still married. She has this family that no one's family is perfect, but you know what I mean? Like, she didn't have to deal with the things that Zuko did, so she doesn't need this huge emotional revolution to feel, to feel the way that Zuko does. Mm-hmm. And I think she is an emotional character, but she doesn't display it like everyone would like her to.
I don't like the way that opinion was worded because it kind of, to me, makes it seem like that person is just saying, like, Mai is trash. She doesn't deserve that validation. She doesn't, Mm-hmm. And I feel like, for me personally, when I see Mai in the show, I definitely get, like, strong female vibes. I've never seen a weak moment with her. And she doesn't really get, because she's not very, very emotional, you don't ever really see her be bogged down by things.
Mm-hmm.
She always finds a way around it.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that she was strong enough to stand up against Azula on her own without even conversing with Ty Lee. She didn't even know if Ty Lee would go with her.
I just want to say, I was going to point that out. The only time you see Mai really be, like, you see emotion from her is with Zuko. So that right there tells you, like, they bring out the emotion in one another like you should when you're...
She was willing to die for Zuko in that moment.
But when she goes to Boiling Rock and she sees him in prison, she literally is like, why did you leave this letter for me? Like, she's distraught, like, she is heartbroken. And then she betrays Azula, who is extremely strong, a lot stronger than she is, for, like, Zuko, I love Zuko more than I fear you.
That line right there just tells you that...
I'm getting goosebumps. Like, the fact that she said that, like, she loves Zuko more than she fears Azula. And I would freaking fear the crap out of Azula. I do. And she's not even real.
You have nightmares about her?
I'm like, no.
Mai is so underlooked. She's so underrated.
Mm-hmm.
Even Ty Lee gets way more praise than Mai.
We're going to wrap this up soon. So I have a couple more I want to talk about. Suki should be showered with way more love and recognition. Absolutely. I think if you don't agree with that, I really don't want to know your opinions on Avatar. But that's really far, but Suki has to be like, I think she is like my favorite character, and I think she's just like Sokka in the way that she can prove herself and hold her own without any bending, and I just absolutely love her. I wish that they would have mentioned her in Legend of Korra.
I don't know why they didn't.
I just love her character so much. I would love to have a spin-off show about the Kyoshi Warriors with Suki in it. Like, I just love her that much. I don't know why people hate on her. She's such a great character. It might be because
she's so plain Jane or Mary Sue compared to the rest of them. Like, what is her personality, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, she has things to offer, but compared to the rest of them, there's not really... I feel like there's not really anything that you could latch onto that's like, yes, I go through that, or that's me, you know, in a character.
Mm-hmm.
She's just kind of, I'm a good guy, which is cool, and I love Suki, but she does fall short in the whole...
like, personality type.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that is we didn't get to see her develop as a character, because she didn't get enough screen time, which is... makes sense, because she's just a side character.
Yeah.
But, yeah...
it's going to be the last one. It relates to Suki again. I just want to talk about this because it's talked about a lot. Yue is a way better match for Sokka than Suki. Okay, Yue had 2 episodes with Sokka and they kissed. Wow, oh my gosh, how amazing. Suki, though, matches Sokka's, like, personality and energy so much better. Like, I think Yue's gorgeous. I think her character is so sweet. I love the concept of her, the idea of all of it.
The fact that she sacrificed her entire life for the world.
The fact that she's the moon. Like, love it. Here for it. But Suki...
which in that moment, even the Avatar was having troubles doing.
Yeah, exactly.
What a
Suki,
selfless character.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to say she's not. I think she's a great character. But I'm just saying for Sokka, like, really? We're going to sit here and be like, oh my gosh, Yue, yeah, Sokka.
That's not Sokka.
Yeah, that's not Sokka. Like, I feel like Sokka looked at her and was like, hey, girl, I want to get with you, but I don't want to be with you. Like it's his first real feelings for a girl.
Like a booty call more than like a relationship.
Yeah, Suki is like I'm gonna put you in your place,
Suki's
but like
here for the long haul.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas Yue is, well, Sokka's trying to get to her, but Yue might be led on by him.
Yeah, I mean, she literally left her fiance. Right, she left her fiance for Sokka.
Okay,
2 episodes, guys. 2 episodes.
If that was your fiance.
True, but I'm just saying 2 episodes, and this is where we're at. Like, we're gonna worship these 2, like Sokka and her together, based off of 2 episodes. I
don't necessarily think it's worshiping. I just think she's.
I've seen the memes.
See, she is such an intriguing character. Think about it.
Yeah.
You don't ever get to see royalty from the Water Tribe at all. So when you finally do, it's like, whoa. And the fact that she literally is the moon spirit. Like, I need more lore, you know what I mean? I need more of this character.
Yeah, I agree. I'm a fan of hers. I just don't think she's the right match for Sokka.
No, me either.
Well, guys, this is where we're gonna end it, wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed this. Let us know what you guys think. We want to know your opinions. And all jokes aside, if you guys don't agree with us, it's not like we are gonna take it personally. We don't really care.
I hope
like,
you guys don't take these personally. Because I know we could come off as like passionate or like mean, but that's just because we have thought about these things.
Yeah, and we're joking. Like, if you don't agree with us, we're not gonna think like, wow, are you serious? But if you guys have different opinions, I'm curious. Like, explain to us why. I love to hear other people's opinions because you may explain something that I never noticed before.
Yeah, I want someone to change my mind.
Yeah, I as much as stubborn as I am, I love to see other people's point of view of stuff because you grow as a person, and it's also interesting to see stuff you've never seen before, you know? So.
And there is so many facets to each character's personality and growth, so I feel like anything could be plausible within those confines of what that character is capable of.
Yeah.
But anyways, that is this week's episode for Let's Talk Avatar.
Yes.
I am Isaac.
I'm Rachel.
And we will see you whenever we see you next. We can't make
any promises with how crazy everything's been, but yes, thank you guys for sticking around and continuing to listen. We really appreciate it. We love you guys, and we will see you on the next episode. Bye. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. You can find us on our website at nonessentialmedia.com, on Twitter at Let's Avatar, and on Instagram at Let's Talk Avatar. Join us next week for another episode. And as always, thank you so much for all your support.